video 3 of my maths kind of revision little series thing. So these are the 6 questions that I picked out. You've got a bonus question today. So if you want to have a go at these, I suggest maybe pausing the video and I'll reveal the answers in just a moment. And again, I just want to remind you that if you are on like a touchscreen device, you can pinch on the screen to zoom in to see the questions if you need to. So I'm going to reveal the answers now, so if you don't want to see them, pause the video. So for the first question, 1A, you should have 5. 1B is 9. 1C is 7.8 centimetres. Question 2, you can have any of 2, 13, 17 or 19. You just need 2 of those. Question 3A is 4.7 metres. 3B is 2,380 millilitres. 4A, the denominator was 16. 4B, the numerator is 19. 5A is 0.3. 5B is 3.8. And question 6, the final answer is 4/25. So I know that seemed like a lot of questions, but hopefully you realise they were fairly straightforward ones. So I'm going to run through all the answers now in case you don't know where those answers have come from. Remember, again, if there's any certain question that you want to appear in another video, please just comment it and I'll make sure it appears again in the future. Okay, so on the first question, to work out -2 add 7, I've got my little number line here. So start at -2. Add 7 on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Therefore, the answer is 5. On part B, when you're taking away a negative, it is the same as adding. So this is the same as 8 add 1, and 8 add 1 just makes 9. Okay, nice 1-mark question. Part C, we're going to add these together and give our answers in centimetres. So I would convert the 40 millimetres into centimetres. Hopefully you know that there are 10 millimetres in a centimetre. So therefore 40 millimetres would be 4 centimetres. So we need to add that 4 centimetres, which is this part here, onto the 3.8. So we're doing 3.8 centimetres, add 4 centimetres, and that's where 7.8 centimetres comes from. Question 2, prime numbers. So for your exam, you typically need to remember these prime numbers. So you're expected to remember 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Like I say, they're the prime numbers you're basically expected to remember for your exam. It wants us to write down 2 prime numbers between 10 and 20. So the official definition of a prime number is a number with exactly 2 factors. It can only be divided by itself and 1, but that doesn't apply to the number 1. The number 1 is not a prime number. So, I mean, out of the ones you're expected to remember, you could just pick 11 and 13 because they're both between 10 and 20. But carrying on our prime numbers, you can have 17 or 19 as well. Okay. A good trick for prime numbers, if you're trying to work them out, is just thinking if they're in any times table. So, for example, you have to just remember that number 1 is not a prime number. Number 2 is only in the 1 and 2 times table, so therefore it's a prime number. 3 is in the 1 and 3s. 4 would be an even number, so it's not a prime number, it's in the 2 times table. 5 is only in the 1s and 5s. I don't want to keep going on if you already know that, so maybe if you want to hear that, let me know and I'll carry on. But basically, that's a good way to check whether a number's prime or not. For example, if you wanted to check whether 15 was a prime number, you think, is it in any times tables? I know 3 times 5 makes 15, so therefore it's not a prime number. It does actually have 4 factors. So on 3A then, to turn centimetres into metres, hopefully you know that there are 100 centimetres in a metre. So therefore, if I'm turning 470 centimetres into metres, that is just going to be 4.7. To turn litres into millilitres, again, hopefully you know there are 1,000 millilitres in a litre. Whoops. So I've not put some working out in for this one. If there are 1,000 millilitres in a litre, to turn it into millilitres, I just need to times it by 1,000. If we start with 2.38, that means I'm going to times everything by 10 3 times. So the 3 will move 1, 2, 3 places. And again, I apologise, I've not shown my working out on this one. So again, if you want that, let me know. On 4A then, complete each statement by writing the missing value in the box. So 1/8 is equivalent to 2 out of something. I can see on the numerator I've doubled it, so to the denominator you need to double it as well. On part B, this is a mixed number because we've got an integer and a fraction, so an integer is a whole number. To turn this into an improper fraction, we need to do 2 times 8, which makes 16, add 3 on, and that's where the 19 comes from, and the denominators stay the same. So that's converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions if you want to practice that. 5A, I think nice and easy, you're just halving it, so I would just halve the 6 and that gives you 0.3. On the second one, doubling 1.9, I would actually do 1.9 add 1.9 in my head. So 1 add 1 obviously makes 2, and 0.9 add 0.9 makes 1.8. So 2 add 1.8, that's where the 3.8 comes from. And finally, for question 6, to write 0.16 as a fraction in its simplest form. Well, I know this is 16 out of 100, so I'm writing 16 out of 100. And then we need to simplify that fraction as much as you can. It'd be great to think of the highest common factor, but you don't have to go for the highest common factor. You can just keep simplifying until you know it's in its simplest form. So I can see, for example, that both the numerator and the denominator are even numbers, so I can half it and half the bottom one as well. Half of 16 makes 8, half of 100 makes 50. And then again, they're both even numbers, so I'm going to half the numerator, half the denominator. And this does arrive at the final answer because for 4 and 25, there's no common factor except for 1. And if you divide by 1, you just get the same answer again. So hence the final answer is 4/25. Notice that's a 2-mark question. So you'll get, where's my mouse gone? There we go. So you'll get 1 mark for if you write any of these correct fractions, and 2 marks if you've got the fully simplified answer. Okay, and again, for the other 2-mark ones, I've not really said, so you'll get 1 mark for turning that in centimetres, and the second mark for the final answer. On this one, it'll be 1 mark for each number, so as long as you get 2 prime numbers, it's 1 mark for each of them. And yeah, the only other one is that one, which I've just explained. So hopefully that was helpful. Some fairly straightforward questions, in my opinion, compared to the ones that we had yesterday. So fingers crossed, providing I've got the time and the energy, I'm going to try and make another video to upload very soon. So thank you for watching. I hope it was useful. If there's anything you want me to feature in future videos, just let me know in the comments, and then fingers crossed I can make sure that appears. Thank you for watching, and again, hope it was useful.